Hello. Ah, you idiot, Kellie-Jay. Is that better now? Ah, and I'm back. Do you hear any of that with that man? Did you hear any of that with that man? Oh, God. You did? No, you didn't. Ah. You can hear me now. Ah. That was a good conversation. He was very vulnerable. I just told him to stay out of women-only spaces. That's what happens when you lose your phone, so you got no tech support. So the summary was, he said that he was a woman and he'd been beaten up in a men's space. And I just told him he did look like a man, but he was very vulnerable. Anyway, brilliant. There's a lady here reasoning, like using long reasoning with a girl who thinks that men can be women. I'm so long past that. There's a woman walking past with a lanyard. Massive pride lanyard, brilliant. Just do it all the time, don't they? Something's happening, so all the news people will come back. And they must be coming soon. Just me. Gets to a point where all of these arguments are just such a waste of time. It's madness, utter madness. It's difficult to keep externalizing when everything's so mad here. Craziness. But they'll be coming out here in a minute. Well, I know, but there's also, well, there's also this long-winded. I just think if they're already thinking that men can be women, I don't think you could tell them that 90% of men identifying as trans kill babies, and they wouldn't fuck. They don't care. It's just. I'm at the point of kind of just going, it's a fucking man, fuck off. Oh, by the way, I've got my camera on, but you can't be seen.
All right,
It's
that's
pointing
great.
that way.
I'm not
Are you all right with your
anything.
voice?
Yeah, it's
Okay.
fine. But no, it's just there's a meme going around where something like 2015, how I used to argue with people,
Oh, yeah.
and then underneath, meh. Like,
Yeah.
you've taken your stance, and that's it.
I know there's this bizarre thing of this if I rationalise and if I tell them what about, these crime stats and whatever, and you're like, it only needs one man to be in a space with a woman and it's wrong. I don't give a shit if it's only one man.
100%. 100%. There's literally no compromise. Once you let one in, anyone can. I don't know. There's no argument with these people. We've seen it a million times. Every argument under the sun. Even again, the days when we used to run back with stuff in 2020. I've got this evidence, and I've got this.
Oh my God! They've just found this study.
Woo! Yeah, and you're speaking to somebody with an icon of a female, and they're just a bloke sat in their pants. Just that's what it is. And I don't know what. There's just no compromising with these people. There's no getting through. We can see it in other ideologies. There's no permeating it, and it's a waste of our time. We just need to be consistently saying no all of the time, or just nothing now.
Well, I keep thinking, and I don't know if I've said this on camera, so I'm gonna bring myself over here. You don't have to be on camera if you want, or do you want? You don't mind?
I'd rather not, just because I'm
You look great. Oh, shut your face. You look amazing. So I keep thinking about my daughter, how much pain she was in, and then the female nurses were bad at night. Imagine that's Rose sticking his head round. She's in pain, right? And so they're going to check on her IV, which might mean moving her sheet at night. And my daughter's nothing like me. She's very quiet, unassuming. Would she be able to even say no? She'd just probably hold her breath until that pervert was out the way, and then she'd break her heart and she'd feel really upset. And I just think that's what that woman, I just feel like saying, you are happy for women across the fucking country, women and girls across the country, to be afraid in their own space so you can feel like you're a good person. Well, you're not a good person. You're a woman who enables sexual assault. Fuck off.
And not only, it's whether you are forthright or shy like your daughter or whatever, you can't do right for doing wrong in hospital at all, because I will do anything but ring the doctors. I will suffer, and it's terrible to say that, but I will, and I guess that's what they want, right? But if you are that pushy woman, I remember years ago when you said, be the squeaky wheel. You remember, when you are that, then they hate you. And they don't want to help you anymore because you've pushed that. If you haven't got somebody, a presence with you at all times, being that go-between and absolutely not having it, which you can't even 24 hours, you were like on the floor or whatever, had to go out for bits and pieces. You need that champion with you all of the time, who was constantly acting as that barrier of like, I'm not having this. Because like you say, we don't say anything and they do it anyway. We do say something and they hate us for it and they want to make our lives difficult.
And if you go, I find as well, if I go to the doctors, I already know what I want. And so if I go in and I treat it like a business, if I treat it like a business thing where I'm on a level, as if I'm their manager, and this sounds so awful, I think that's the best approach. That's worked the best for me, where I go in, really level, quite quiet voice, and I say, I'd like a referral. I've got private healthcare. This is happening. And so if you just send me a referral letter, that'd be absolutely great. Thank you so much. And I speak like that. If you do it at all as if they're above you, or if you're aggressive, like a lot of people don't know how to, like those the gods seek to destroy, at first they make mad, right? So if they can make you angry, they can tell you they're not going to treat you and you're a problem and you're rude and terrible. That's what happened with my daughter's cannula. So the woman who put it in was useless, and she put it in, it was really painful. And I can do this on behalf of my daughter because I'm not the patient. And so I said, she's in pain, that's hurting a lot. And she said, oh, well, sometimes they are uncomfortable. And I said, no, she's not uncomfortable. It's painful. And my daughter's there crying in a room full of people, right, which she doesn't do, like none of us do we? We hold it right in. But I think she was just frustrated, tired, unwell, in pain. Oh, well, if I take it out, I'll be putting it back in. We'll put it back in somewhere else, and it might still be uncomfortable. And so I said, well, no, it's really painful, and she doesn't mind having it recited. She doesn't mind another one. And she said, well, that one might be the same. And I said, look, I don't want to be rude, but I am going to be rude and tell you it's hurting. Take it out now. And if you don't, if I hadn't done that, they would have just left her, not making a fuss. So the squeaky wheel thing was about my sons. Because they were both tongue-tied. Yeah. They were tongue-tied at birth. So that was going to see someone and saying, hang on a minute, you said this. And I just said to my GP, I'm going to come back every week. I'll make an appointment every week. Back in the day where you could get an appointment. Yeah. Like 20 odd years ago, I'll come back every week. But I really feel, I'm so grateful to the nurses for doing this. But I wonder how many patients he had caused alarm and distress. I mean, and the same in the Sandy Peggy case. It's terrible what they did to nurses, but how many patients left that hospital feeling terrible, leaving as soon as possible because actually he made them feel so uncomfortable.
Or even not going in the first place because they knew he was there. Again, that's what it really does feel like, that we're just... by stealth, we don't use the services. We self-exclude from them. We put up with pain. We'll go online and ask people or chat GPT our symptoms and all of, and then they say don't do that. And seriously, we're trying to get around it at every angle.
Don't Google. Well, I wouldn't have if I got a fucking appointment. I wouldn't have Googled.
But even then, I've been in doctors before where they sat Googling it. You're like, well, as well.
What was your result?
Yeah, it all feels like a very a stealth way for us not to use the services, not to, for then the services to say that we don't go, well, these numbers have dropped, this has dropped. A bit like sort of grape, I don't know if we can say that online, rape,
yes,
whatever,
can.
rape, I don't know.
I'm not monetized anywhere. You can say whatever you like.
Well, rape and sexual assault, even in terms of, I think all of those things are difficult anyway. Anything remotely